Good morning to you wherever you're watching us from, live from the stables of The Nation newspaper. Yeah, it's Behind the News, and my name is David Bolarinwa. Welcoming you to the show. And you know how we do it? I'm not here alone. I'm here with our in-house analyst. Good morning, sir.
I don't have a name. Olakunle is man. You don't even know the name of your.
No. I would not want to. It's a very rainy day, so let's say
you are dressed.
I was quite dressed. Quite dressed by the rain this morning.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming on the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. I hope you've gotten to your working place, and wherever you're watching us from, I hope the rain is not going to disturb you, because we have quite some major headlines for you this morning. And starting with The Nation newspaper, where we have 5 major banks declare 4.56 trillion naira full year profit. That's the major headline. Going to the windows, we have 2 more Uromi killing suspects arrested. We also have tribunal rules today in Igadolo versus Akpabio petition. We also have Kogi government 6 security agencies action against Akpoti Undugan. Moving on to the Punch newspaper, the lead story here is saying Akpabio Ododo tackled Natasha over assassination claim. To the windows, we also have reps indict Arch Commission over 90 billion naira subsidy. We have UK Council probes 1,955 Nigerian nurses. Then the last one here is saying federal government threatens to revoke dormant oil block licenses. And to the New York Telegraph, the headline story here is saying fresh $500 million World Bank loan will escalate Nigeria's debt vulnerability. That's coming from the LCCI. And in windows, we have Naira devaluation boosts non-oil export value by 24.79% to $7.45 billion. We have Natasha defies ban, says no one will stop her from going home. Quite big headlines we have in our papers this morning. Mr. Abimbola, the first one here, the Nation is saying 5 major banks declare 4.56 trillion naira full year profit. I'll take it from the lead, where he's saying the Nigerian banking industry appeared resilient amid the changing macroeconomic landscape and ongoing banking recapitalization. Pre-tax profits for 5 major tier 1 banks rose to about 70% to 4.56 trillion in 2024. And a lot of noise has been going around saying we have an economic downturn, but here are 5 top tier 1 banks saying they came out with a 4.56 trillion. I mean, this is quite a huge news for the Nigerian banking industry. And how would this also affect our own local economy?
Certainly now. I mean, you see, let me use this illustration. You see a parasite, perched on a host, getting fat. Criminally fat. Then you see the host shrinking. That's the tale of the Nigerian banking system in this shrinking economy. It's an irony that banks will be growing big. And big. The economy is, in any case, to the common man. People say people are investing. If you look at the figure, they say, okay, foreign investors are coming, local investors are making a queue, and we even said how the valuation of the naira gave your export a fillip and all that. Maybe not. But you see, to the common man, the economy is hellish. And yet, the banks are in another paradise on their own. There's a misconception, a misalignment there, which the policymakers should prove. And it's not the first time. It has been a recurrent as well. The banks are very rich. The banking public, well, it's a highly segmented sector. Some of them are very rich too. I mean, people like Dangote, you can't say it's a poor depositor. And people like Ododo, people like the Glowman, they are big guys. And there are many people who are nameless, but they are very rich. But if you look at the percentages, maybe 2-3% of the banking public, that the middle sector guy. But if you look at the downtrodden, depositors too, they are all the same banking market, suffering and smiling, and yet the banks are eternally smiling. Something is wrong.
Yeah, I watched the video, I think, last night, where a Nigerian man was complaining, lamenting that banks needs to do better with the amount they deduct. You know, you just wake up one morning and you are seeing 15 naira deducted for electronic levy, 100 naira a year deducted for card maintenance, and you're like, how much is in my bank account? How much are you deducting? And majorly, we all know that these monies are not going into anywhere. They are going to the bank's purse. And for a bank or top tier banks, we'll say 5 of them coming out with a whooping 4.56 trillion naira. I mean, these are monies from the local one.
Well, the incessant, I don't want to call this pilfering or stealing. I don't want to call it.
I mean, the man is stealing.
There's something close to that. That incessant practice is just part of the problem. Even if they did that and they see their core duty, maybe I will have said, okay. And what was the bank supposed to do?
Keep.
Intermediate. Some people have excess money. They are not using. So people need the money for productive activity. So the bank is an intermediary to put the excess money, that pool, into the hands of the people who have money. So that the money can work for the guy that has a lot of money. They can serve the purpose of the person who needs capital for investment. That's what banks are supposed to do. And the fundamental principle of banks is trust. Actually, the first sort of bank, they are called trust companies. You know, but in Nigeria, is the other way around. You don't trust your bank. And your bank don't even want you to trust them. Because they are not worthy, many of them are not worthy of the trust. And they do a lot of big advertisement and all that. But the core thing, intermediate, push funds from the people who have to the people who need the thing. They cannot be adjusted. They are busy, you know, paying small money. The amount is very small. Very small.
Very small. But when you count the heads of volume,
the volume is humongous. And that's something bordering on economic crime that has become a standard practice. And nobody even thinks can be changed. But I think the government should do something about it.
All right, so it's not enough to say the government should do something about it. What exactly do we want them to do?
Well, the regulators, there's somebody, the central bank is there, and is monitoring this bank. If you're not to central bank, you report that they are sanctioning Bank A, Bank B, Bank C for whatever infraction. So whatever they are doing, they are not doing enough. They should rule out the Riot Act. You can't be stealing from your market. You cannot. And if you say your host, if you're a parasite, like I said, you say your host is stupid, you feel you can kill your host, where your host dies, it's suicide for you too. So it's common sense that you take care of the market and be fair. Nobody say that the bank should not make any business. I mean, they are not Father Christmas, Father's Christmas or whatever. They are not Santa Claus. But at the same time, the market is not stupid. And they feel that the market is stupid, it's there that they have the highest amount of stupidity. So they better shape up. And if they don't, let the regulators shake them up. That's what we crave. That's what we want. That's what should happen.
Because the cry of every Nigerian now is quite shaky, because someone is about to send you 5,000 naira. Definitely 5,000 naira is not getting to your account. Because you'll be getting about 4,900 and something. Exactly. You are never getting that 5,000 naira. And some people might need it for something urgent. And you need that exact 5,000 naira to transfer. And I mean, we should do something better. Moving on to a more state issue where the police said Natasha should cancel her homecoming plans. But yesterday we saw in broad daylight she entering with an helicopter. I mean, I don't know how she bypassed the naval airspace and all of these things we see on the internet, but I don't know how an helicopter flew through our own airspace and landed in our own town. But on the Punch newspaper, the headline is saying Akpabio Ododo tackled her comments, because she made a lot of wide comments during her speech yesterday. And I'd like to read from the Punch newspaper. The political drama in Kogi State took a new turn on Tuesday following a controversial visit by suspended Senator Natasha Akpabio to her constituency, despite a state and police ban on rallies and restriction on public gatherings. Akpabio's visit, which came amid rising tensions in the state, prompted fierce reaction from both her political rivals and state authorities after she alleged a plot to assassinate her. Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo heavily criticized the senator, accusing her of disregarding the law and escalating an already fragile political situation. Yesterday we saw a new turn, because first she said she was having an homecoming, and then we later heard she was doing a Salah celebration of some kind. And you are having a homecoming, you are having a Salah celebration. To me, they are contradicting each other. What do you feel, Mr. Abimbola?
I don't think they are contradictory. Homecoming in the festive period of Salah is still elongated celebration. I don't think they are contradicting. I think it's her right. She has a right to a homecoming. She's absolute right under the Constitution of the Federal Republic. And if she wants to, of course, celebrating Salah, another inalienable right, as it were. So, and I really don't see why even the government will hit up the policy to say you cannot come. Hey, she's not some Leviathan that will scatter everything now. I think we just we over stress some of these. What do I call it? Is it nullity or something that is just not there? I don't think the triviality, that's the word. We overstress trivialities, and because of that they become extra trivialities that pretend to be something. And then they are nothing.
Still nothing.
Nothing. You can bring nothing from nothing. You can bring nothing from nothing. That's what happened in Kogi. If the woman had gone there without any attention, she would not have made any news. So when you now say you cannot come or you are disturbing public people, for God's sake, Nigeria is not a banana republic now, and we should stop making cheap heroes or people who are deserving of it. But that's one part of the discourse. The other part is Natasha seeming wild allegations. Now she started that somebody sexually harassed me. That was not even the main thing. That was an allegation. Then she went abroad to tell Constant Life that she was suspended because she had done sexual allegation. That was an open lie now. On behalf of a senator. And when you see women trivializing their gender, it's a very dangerous thing. Natasha, with all due respect to her, well, it's still an allegation they've not
made an assertion about it.
But from recent, from her past record, similar allegation, she seems to be making in a mockery of the rights of women to cry out, the new rights of people to cry out. When others so precious. You remember the what's the name? This former presidential spokesman, that Shekiri guy. What's his name now? He's very common on, very popular on Twitter. You want always speaking on Peter Ruby?
Okay, Reno Mokri.
Reno Mokri. She accused Reno Mokri of sexual harassment. Only found that Reno Mokri was elsewhere. And you have to take documentary for her to secretly withdraw them. The people, if you lie once, you probably will lie for many people. Maybe she will be a victim of her own laxity and all that. But really, to move from telling a lie about sexual harassment, going abroad, to ridicule the women of Nigeria, to ridicule the Senate, to ridicule the Federal Republic of Nigeria as tolerant of a woman sexual harassment of women. She now came back and drew another bombshell that the governor, both the present governor, the president of the Senate, the former governor of Kogi wanted to kill Abba. She's trivializing too many things. And there's a way, for a senator, I even think that when you are elected to the Senate, there should be some sort of background check, to qualify, people. Yeah. Because you need to have a sort of maturity. Look, the Senate is like what they call the Areopagus in
Greek.
The Areopagus or the highest policy making fun.
A lot of professors there, a lot of...
Everybody respected her. You can't just stray like a stray dog and go down and be talking rubbish.
Yeah.
You told the rebel to say to Natasha, I mean, maybe you wear the shoes, no wear his pinches. I'm not making any judgment. But our conduct, with all due respect to her, leaves a lot to be decided. I don't think a senator should be so, I don't want to use the word we were, so undisciplined, so frivolous in our choice of allegations and words and the drama.
The whole drama behind this thing is...
And the drop of her heart, as a snap of a finger, she started changing chairs. Do you know the other time when she was contesting for governor, and she claimed that the former Kogi State governor, Abimbola, was trying to hamstring her? She just broke down on BBC crying. And I remember that scene. The same thing she broke down. She broke down at the IPU, at IPU show at New York. I mean, Canberra East. It's very distressing, it's very annoying, and I think people should advise her. But having said that, I don't think the government should have been in a way to stop her to go back to her constituent. Okay, she has been suspended for 6 months, fine. She is serving this day. If you slap a child, you cannot determine the way she will react or cry and all that. You leave that one is within her. So I think they should have left her to do a normal homecoming.
But I feel why they said she shouldn't is because of this public incitement and
incitement. They have more security now. What incitement? I think the government was too oversensitive. They were sensitive over money. She held the thing and so what happened? She held the homecoming now. And even the crowd, how many people were there? No, really, if you look at the crowd in terms of massive work, how many people were there? They just gave her a platform that she did not deserve. And people should learn from this. Government should not be, it's not for infantiles, nor is it for juvenile. It's for adults, responsible adults who can think, strategize, do logical thinking, take use of rigor. That's what government is all about. It's not, I know that if you are going to a place, not every dog that barks at you, that you are going to face. If you are going to eat or I think the government should get serious. Natasha is, with all due respect to her, to some people she's an object of amusement, entertainment and all that, but the government cannot afford to be entertained or to be distracted in the entertainment. You just get focused. Do, checkmate where they have to do, where they have to leave, let her be. So that they will not be, they claim that Natasha was raising the political temperature. Yeah. But in this case, it was the government itself that did. So they have not come out with the so-called security report. Maybe they have the security report, I don't know. But it's very convenient that something that is contrary to normality is happening. The security report that it will cause violence. I mean, I think some people are just crying wolf when there is no. The Friday is when there is no wolf and when they cry, nobody will believe them. And that's why they should be very systematic in the way they approach this thing.
So I guess the only hope now is just that all of this drama, because I was watching a Senate briefing the other day where another issue is and this issue is just bringing a lot of problems, as I would call them.
The problem with Nigeria is that people who respected people, they react on two basic plans, on emotion, basically sentiment, then on maybe ideology. If you're a feminist, you want to defend anything a woman says, no matter the merit. And that's what I saw about that
OB's issue.
But absolutely unnecessary. You went to
the Senate briefing.
You went to the Senate briefing. You brought a charge. They say, okay, you are going to present an oath. They say no.
Present you have evidences. Okay, present the evidences.
No, because before you pray, you have to put on. That is how the place is managed.
Yes.
You knew the rule. You knew the regulation. You went there. You say you will go through. We are not going to take the oath. They will give evidence. Who does that? It's absolutely honest. Unfortunately, the media itself is polarized. People report of sentiment, and that's what is killing in Nigeria. At the end of the day, the so-called PG, two fighting. You don't know who is right. You don't know who is wrong. You don't know there's a ball in the street and everybody is fighting. And that cannot lead us anywhere. People should get responsible. If they are cooperated, you brought a charge as serious charge as sexual harassment. I mean, there was a witness for Senator Natasha.
There's a witness for Akpabio himself.
Let them put all their facts on the table now, all their testimony. They will just put the fact from the child. We determine what is. But they just came to sort of blow
up the issue.
As somebody was saying that they went there to be sure that that sitting never held. Now, if you have a legit and credible election, why would you want to frustrate the state from holding? I think there's a lot of crap going on, and people should call themselves to order.
We really hope that all of these issues just come to a standstill at a point. And, you know, I feel the more these issues go day by day, our reputation in the global stance is being diminished. You know, you have a banned governor, senator who is going suspended senator who is going from pillar to post, you know, saying a lot of things on the public space, diminishing the name of the Nigerian society, and also diminishing the stance. I mean, there are a lot of Nigerian men who respect their women, and we respect them not to call them names, just like Obi and the other chief whip was. I mean, it's just that by the day.
So disheartening. But you know, there's a logic or illogic to it. If you go about spoiling others, traducing others, you know, and you are basically lying, people will eventually find you out. You know what they told her? What people told her? Okay, you made an allegation. We are going to hear from the other side. They didn't make any commitment. It took another woman, a member of the House of Representatives, to go there to say that this woman has been telling you a fib. She was not suspended because of alleged sexual harassment.
She was suspended for her actions.
You know, lack of she didn't conform to the house rules.
Change your seats, don't sit down here.
So she was unruly. That was why she was, and that I think that fact is there in the global scale. So at the end of the day, we know. What shocked me really after that disclaimer, she still went to BBC. To be telling her lies, and like, just unfortunate.
Well, we really hope that all of these issues come to an end one day. Just to leave you with this, just early hours of this morning, the NNPC had a change of administration where a new GMD was appointed by President Bola Tinubu. Just read a bit. President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday appointed Engineer Bashir Ojulari as the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, that's NNPC Limited. This was announced by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, that's Mr. Bayo Ononuga, saying the President invoked the Section 59, Subsection 2 of the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021. Whether he was appointed or not, the basic thing Nigerians want to hear is, how is this going to help affect or, you know, reduce the costing of the Nigerian?
Precisely, absolutely.
That's what the common man wants to know. Absolutely. How will this change in government help reduce? Because I think petroleum now is climbing about 930.
930, yeah, which is very unfortunate. Well, to start with, the president hires and he fires is within his right. So is this a routine thing? And this brother has been in less than 2 years.
Yes.
So less than 2 years. So if in the wisdom of the president he felt that he wanted to rejig, why not? You know, but like I said, all this game of official musical chairs or moving one to the other,
to the common man
is not really anything. What will be the change? Definitive change is what we are looking at. Because look, I'm surprised, I'm scandalized, I'm flabbergasted. In fact, I'm scandalized that the Naira for the Kuro Naira thing have been, the people have been lethargic towards it. I don't know where the fault was. Was it from NNPC or was
the external forces
committee? There are two parties really, the NNPC and the other local refineries. Then the technical committee from the Federal Ministry of Finance. headed by the chair of the Zach Oyedele or some Zach, what's the name? The chair of the Federal Internal Service.
Zach
Oyedele.
Zach. Yes.
Is that Adidiji?
Yeah, you should.
Zach Adidiji, something like that. That was it. I don't know where the fault is from, but whoever is, I think the president should count them, because there is too much lethargy there. Look,
Adidiji.
People don't seem to realize that people are just still buying into the legitimacy of the hard policies of the government. People are saying, okay, you made the price at I1 or low 200, it's carroted to more than 1,000. And people are saying, okay, maybe there's a policy, we add reforms and all that. And the thing was trending down because of this Naira for crude policy. You did something for 6 months. If guys are so proactive or strategic thinking, or even very, if you are caring about the economy at all, or even the reputation of the federal government that they serve, I would have thought that by the 4th month, they will have scrambled themselves together and give us a new deal. But no, as we speak now, there's no new deal. That's culpable. Whoever was responsible should be punished. Because they are not only, are we to say that there are fake columnists in the government who try to sabotage even their own policies? It doesn't make sense to me. In any case, if the Bolarinwa government did everything to make sure that the Gangoli something came on stream, and President Tinubu came and continuing on that same path, look, this is strategic national project. Petrol refinery, that is the biggest, I think the biggest single star refinery in the world. It probably is certainly by miles the biggest player in Nigeria. Even the NNPC that just came back to the market. There's the other Boa. That was carried to maybe by early next year. I mean, late, maybe June or I don't know. That one should come on stream. But when if Boa comes on stream, it will still be miles behind down the day. And some other, small players like that. The duty of the government is to encourage these guys to really, carve a niche from their own market so that they can benefit the economy with lower fuel prices. Because that is the only way you can power this economy. Electricity is still not
as what it should be.
People still need to use power energy fuel to business, not talk of the household, which has a lot to do with health, well-being and wellness. So it's so crucial, and I'm surprised that some people there will just take it with such levity that you have to now say it's that way to warn that if they are not selling for him in Naira, then it's going to jack up the price. And when Jack jacks up the price, everybody goes up with him. And that's even another danger. You remember the Senate setup? In cement there are a few players. There's a oligopoly in cement. And they sell the product at any price they like, creating, inventing all sorts of reasons. And yet, 85% to thereabout of the raw material they use for cement. Yes. The same thing with this petrol. We are not going to sleep or doze off, or snore, and allow the new petrol downstream market to become like cement, because it will be the death of the economy. So people are better. If this rejigging of the NNPC boys is start, there is a welcome point, but there should be definitive. There should be definitely.
All right. So, from Mr. Abimbola to the government and to other bodies in charge of Nigerian Petroleum, this rejig of the board should not just be a formal passe or ESA that okay, yes, the board was rejigged, but the common man wants to feel it. The common man wants to see the petrol coming down from 930 to 200, 150, where this administration took it up from.
No, he probably will not go back to that. But if he can still go back to like 600,
I mean, 500, 600.
Maybe, but it takes some doing.
Yes, yes.
Market forces.
Yeah.
But they should prompt the market to get the result that we want, so that people can breathe. Right now, people are not breathing. I can tell you.
I mean, so the Nigerians from here, from the Nation Studios, we are also calling on the government. We are calling on all bodies that are, contributory to these formations and policies, that please work on these policies and let them be favorable to the common man. As let's just help the common man. I mean, buying petrol for 930 naira to fuel your generator to work almost for about 12, 14, 16 hours a day. I mean, just look at the amount of money you are spending in naira, and this same naira is not easy to find. It's not so easy to find. So if petroleum can at least come down, all other things attached to it will definitely come down. And this is our plea from the Nation Studios to the regulatory bodies around. To meet again, my name remains David Bolarinwa. Thank you for coming, Mr. Abimbola.
Thank you too.
All right, to meet again. Bye-bye.